Hello, people of the internet. It is I, Gabriel890, back again for another video. All right, so as you can see from the title, we are dealing with my first and only experience with Whatnot for the foreseeable future. So, Whatnot, it was a website that I always had some interest in. I really like the idea of a live auction stream. So you can see the item, what you're getting, the condition, you can ask any questions. That's cool. So I was always interested in trying it out, but I just had never gotten around to it. But I was looking for this particular item. Wet Hot American Summer First Day of Camp. I love the movie. I think it's hilarious. And I love the series. And so I really wanted a physical copy of the show. And so this typically goes for about 25, 30 bucks on eBay when it's up there. And so I saw that a seller on Whatnot was selling it for a starting bid of $3. So I was like, dang, okay, well, if I could get it for 3 or around there, that's an amazing deal. So I decided to sign up. But there's a YouTuber I follow that regularly talks about Whatnot, and he has a link. So if you sign up through the link, then he'll get some money and you'll get some money to spend on Whatnot. So of course I'm going to do that. So I click on the link and it takes me to Whatnot. I sign up, only to realize that somehow or another the link didn't work. I didn't get the credit. It didn't show that I had been referred or signed up, through someone's link. And yeah, so it's like, I don't know if that was user error or what, but it was still frustrating to start out that way because I'm already signed up. There's nothing I can do now. But whatever, I'm still excited about the auction. So I wait for the auction. A couple days later, it starts, and I say, hey, I'm interested in this item. So the seller immediately pulls it out and, this is the condition and whatnot. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to start the auction at $3. I don't really want to because, that's pretty low. But there's only me and 2 other people in the stream at this point. But he starts the auction for 10 seconds. I bid, I win, get it for $3. I am excited. I'm really happy. And you could tell there was a hint of disappointment in his voice, but hey, congrats, I'll get this shipped out tomorrow. So, okay, great. And when the auction ends about 2 hours later, I get an email with the details of the purchase and everything looks great. But then an hour later, after that, I get another email saying your order has been canceled. And I'm like, what? So I message the seller and I say, hey, what's going on? I see the order's been canceled. And I get no response. So there's a red flag. Okay, I kind of think I know what's going on here. So I wait 24 hours, still no response. And it's like, okay, clearly he didn't like that it sold for $3. And so he just cancels it. And this was surprising too, because he was an established seller. Had almost 600 completed sales, almost 100 reviews, and a perfect 5.0 rating. So it was like, what's going on here? But I reach out to customer service, I tell them what happened, and I just get the copy and paste response of, sorry, sometimes sellers, have things come up and they're not able to fulfill the orders, and, sorry. So it's like, yeah, I get that you can't do anything necessarily. You can't force the seller to physically ship the item or honor the agreement that they made when they, signed up and started the auction. But what really bothered me was that I couldn't leave a review. And so even if this was the first and only time the seller has done this, I should still be able to leave a review, therefore bringing the 5.0, down a little bit, because he just did the biggest thing you're not supposed to do on any sort of auction site. Is just cancel the auction and the order because it didn't go for what you wanted. That's the risk we're both taking. I could overpay, on an item if I wasn't paying attention to, its worth or what it was going for at the time, if a bidding war happened or whatnot. Or I could get a great deal, and obviously you might lose money that way, but it's like, it's a gamble on both sides. And so when you lose, you can't just back out of it, I feel like, but whatever. And so yeah, it was frustrating that this happened. And so I just reach out to the seller again and I just say, okay, well, hey, I reported you. And then he responds, a day later saying, okay, Karen, and then immediately blocked me after that. And it was ridiculous because it's like, dude, okay, you're saying I'm being a Karen about the situation? It's like, you're 100% in the wrong here. I'm sorry, I understand. I have had to eat a loss or two on items I've sold because I didn't do enough research or because it just didn't sell for what I was hoping for. But I still honored my agreement. And so, looking across Reddit and other boards, I'm seeing that this is a somewhat common issue on Whatnot of sellers not honoring their agreements, of just canceling the orders, and then there is absolutely no consequences, no, not even a slap on the wrist, because Whatnot wants to protect its sellers, it wants more money, and so they're just like allowing this to happen. And even if it is on a small scale, like that's unacceptable and ridiculous. So like I said, he should not have a 5.0 rating if this is how he does business. So I closed my account, and it's like, I'm sure there are plenty of great sellers and great deals out there, and this is just a one-time experience. But it's like, if I can't trust your sellers' ratings, then I can't trust your system. And especially on an auction site, then I just don't want to deal with it at all. So yeah, I ended up buying this off of eBay, and it worked. I paid the price, they shipped it, and I'm happy. So anyways, that's my story. Let me know, what is your experience on Whatnot? Have you ever had good or bad or what? What do you think? But anyways, thanks for listening to my rambling, and as always, have a good one.